All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Millennial Trade. So in this video, I want to keep it focused, okay? We have to talk about the crypto space. I'm not really financially involved in the crypto space, but this stuff is important. And there's a lot of dramatic developments that have come up with this whole Sam Bankman-Fried fiasco. I mean, that's what it is. And it could possibly be infecting other parts of the crypto world, other exchanges. I'm even concerned about Coinbase, right? Though I don't have a lot of money on Coinbase. I know people personally who do and, just have not learned the cold storage wallet thing or just haven't bothered to do it yet because they feel like Coinbase is relatively safe. And they are a publicly traded company, so they're one of the more transparent crypto exchanges. But this is just, watching all of these crypto nuts, all right, finally have to come forward and sort of explain what's going on here. I even see some of them apologizing, doing damage control because so many of these guys and girls were pushing FTX or FTC, whatever the hell it was called. I think FTX is the exchange. Then you have FTX US, which is the US version. And then you have FTC or some kind of coin that literally was, this coin, they literally, right? And it's not just Sam Bankman-Fried. It was like the entire crypto world almost, so many people took sponsorships from this company. And they're, we're going to read some of the apologies or some of the damage control because it's kind of funny, right? Because I've been looking at this whole thing the past year thinking like, dude, this whole thing's got to be a sham. It's got to be, it's going to come crap. When I saw Bitcoin up at $60,000, yeah, it's tempting because it's like it's up. So your natural instinct is to buy stuff that's doing well. But, this past year I've been thinking to myself, this whole thing is going to collapse. And it finally did. And we're not here to gloat about it. We're, of course we're not happy people lost money, but this FTX exchange was literally just a place for innocent people to deposit funds, and then Bankman-Fried would take those funds out and trade with it. And maybe in the beginning this wasn't the case. Maybe this collapse kind of happened, after the trading firm, which was Bankman's trading firm, which is Alameda Research, I think, which was run by his 28-year-old girlfriend. And we're going to talk about her too. There's some hilarious developments about this particular individual. But, he's trading with this money, on this firm, literally taking deposits out to use for trading. But maybe it wasn't like that in the beginning. I don't know. Some people are arguing that, because Alameda Research took so many losses that they just kind of got desperate and started, going into the accounts of, let me get this table out of the way. That doesn't look too good, does it? There we go. Alameda Research, obviously wasn't doing too well since crypto has been crashing the past few months. And, so that's what it is. Unfortunately, lots of people have lost their money. I heard it was $8 billion at first, like $8 billion unaccounted for. Now they're saying it's between $1 and $2 billion that are unaccounted for. Who really knows? But you have other people that are mixed up in this too. And this is where it gets interesting. You've got the Tom Brady's, right, of the world. A few other celebrities that not only invested in this exchange and possibly have lost, most of their net worth, but, we're promoting it. And there, all these sketchy crypto exchange, I mean, still to this day, right? Some of the people that are either apologizing or trying to explain the whole situation, because the crypto people, right, whether that's the YouTubers or Kevin O'Leary, I don't care, Mark Cuban, all these guys, celebrities, social media personalities, YouTubers, they're all having to come out now and kind of defend crypto, defend their investments, apologize for recommending, scams to their viewers. It's absolutely hilarious. like let's be honest here. It's pretty funny. But because a lot of us knew this stuff was like super scam, like an 8% return from where? Where, Bankman? Where are these people going to get an 8% interest? It just didn't make any sense. The whole thing, crypto in a lot of ways does not make any sense. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it here. If I'm wrong, please comment down below. But let's just read from the words of the crypto space, right? The people involved in these scams. Let's read and see what they have to say, because I don't want to be too judgmental here. I'm not trying to be harsh. I've made bad investment. I've never invested in a scam, but I've made bad investment decisions, so I can relate. This is coming from Pompliano, Anthony Pompliano. I forget what his podcast is called. It might be the Pompliano podcast. Anthony Pompliano, huge crypto bull, huge crypto investor, says he has 100% of his net worth in crypto. So he writes this. He writes a daily blog, but and his blogs are interesting. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the stuff he promotes, I just never got into it because it seems like a scam. And so he writes to investors, right? I'm not sure if he addresses all of his emails like that. Maybe he does. Many of you have been calling or texting or emailing through. Yeah, I bet they have, right? People are wondering, why the hell did you recommend this to me? Anyways. He says, people I want to answer questions about what transpired, how we got here, and what this means for Bitcoin and the broader industry moving forward. And I'm very interested because this guy is a real voice in the space. So I'm interested to see, how we move forward from this. Little disclaimer as well. I am interested in getting into crypto, right? I'm interested in it, but I'm just not convinced. And especially after all of this, He says, I am disappointed and I am mad. He says, I'm disappointed in certain teams and companies that didn't disclose actual risk to users, who misled me in private conversations, and who refused to share accurate information with their own employees. A lot of this thing too is like, the company was literally, in the Bahamas. Does that sound right? I don't know. Does that sound legit? You guys tell me. Would you buy cryptocurrencies and put all your funds into an exchange that's based in the Bahamas? Something sounds bad about that. I'm not a smart guy. I'm average, right? I'm not, super high IQ or anything, but that sounds really stupid to me, right? I am mad because these sins, he calls them sins. Pompliano, right? And he might be a Catholic, I think, because I think he's Italian. But he says, I am mad because these sins have caused significant damage to individuals who don't deserve this, while simultaneously erasing years of progress, for entrepreneurs and educators. He says, I'm an optimistic guy. I believe in the future. I believe it's brighter than the past. I believe technology can solve serious societal problems and help unlock economic opportunity for billions of people who were previously at a disadvantage. This comment right here, let me read this again from Anthony Pompliano. As many of you know, I am an optimistic guy and I believe in the future. I believe technology can solve serious societal problems and help unlock opportunity for billions of people who previously were at a disadvantage. And as a Christian, you have to realize that technology can't save any of us, right? We know the only savior that we have. But a lot of these crypto bulls, they're excited about the technology because they truly believe it's just going to, we talked about this in a video a couple of days ago, they believe it's going to provide so much abundance, especially when you start commodifying and tokenizing everything. People will basically, their belief is they'll be able to sit on their ass, not produce anything, and, collect 8% returns every year or every month. I'm not exactly sure what they're offering in some of these exchanges, but that's what they want us to believe. They want us to adopt this because supposedly it's going to lift billions of people out of poverty, right? And it may. The paper money system, believe it or not, did the exact same thing. Look at the history of France in the 1600s. They were broke. They had no coins. All the coins went to the United States, or the colonial America at the time. They had no coinage. They needed paper money. And so, they adopted a paper money system, and it did lift millions of people up out of poverty. So maybe this technology, the blockchain, it could do the same. I'm not saying it won't, but this is what they truly believe, and this is what they want us to believe. This is why they want us to invest in it too. He says, but there is no amount of optimism or authenticity that can hide the truth that we are all facing. It's just amazing to see these crypto people come out and have to say all of this. Finally, right? Numerous companies have taken more risk than they publicly acknowledged, and now the average user is at risk. The average user has been at risk since Bitcoin, blew past 20,000 for really no reason at all, other than the Federal Reserve printing all this money. The worst part, though, is that this is one of the best parts of the email because, not all the crypto people are going to admit defeat, but Anthony Pompliano admits defeat. He admits he was wrong, and he seems to take responsibility, right? Again, I could have been one of those guys that, because I watch Anthony Pompliano, I could have been one of those guys that was duped into FTX. I never was, because I've been focusing on the stock market, which in my opinion is much more legitimate than, Solano or FTX, FTC, whatever the hell these people are buying. He says, the worst part, though, is that I allowed some of these companies to promote themselves on platforms that I own. He says, that was my mistake and I own it. Even though I spent time with the various teams, questioned them about their products and processes, and was kept abreast of their current status, it appears that the risks were larger and the current status worse than when I was told. Now, I'm not going to go on and read the rest of the email. You can subscribe to, Anthony Pompliano. But, he's talking about Sam Bankman here. Obviously, this guy is deep in the crypto space. Whether he was misled by Sam Bankman or wanted, these people, I guess they want some kind of Warren Buffett or JP Morgan in their space. When Kramer called Sam Bankman Warren Buffett, or the JP Morgan of crypto, that should have been a sign that something was way off. And this is where it gets conspiratorial, right? And I do have a soundbite later on from Crypto Casey. One soundbite I'm going to play. I'm just going to play it on my phone in the microphone here. But it starts to get a little, conspiratorial here because I was watching Jeremy again from Financial Education. This is a great channel. He did this whole expose linking us to Sam Bankman, to the Clintons, the World Economic Forum, the mainstream media, the Federal Trade Commission. Come on, Bankman-Fried. This guy was a rock star in this space and also a scammer, right? A huge scammer. And it's lucky, the world is lucky he didn't get away with more. I mean, maybe he has. He probably has, money sitting around. Some people speculate he's going to be arrested in the, but if he's got friends like the Clintons and stuff, we'll get into the conspiracy of, why he was so well connected, or maybe what the global elite were using him for. And these aren't my thoughts. This is coming from, other crypto users. This is another reason I love the crypto space, because there's a lot of conspiracy theorists in crypto, so I can kind of appreciate that, right? I appreciate that about the crypto community. The stock market, it's kind of like it's straight business, finance. A lot of them are lefties. They don't want to really get into, but the crypto people, they'll talk about, global domination, the global elite. They go, full on Alex Jones sometimes. And Crypto Casey did. I can't wait to play this clip for you guys. So, let's go on real quick to Kevin O'Leary, because he's a huge FTX pusher, Bitcoin pusher, crypto bull, right? Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank. Great personality. I don't know, because the reason I don't fully trust Kevin O'Leary is because he used to say he would never buy a stock unless it pays a dividend. Now he's talking about, buying Bitcoin, right? And anyways, Kevin O'Leary says he'll still invest in crypto, right? So they're coming out with the damage control. They do not want you to sell your crypto. In fact, they want you to continue to buy this stuff, even if the bottom for Bitcoin is like 5K. And you got to think too, somebody's holding the bag on all of this fuckery, right? So of course they want more deposits. But I'm not saying Kevin O'Leary himself, but the industry. Kevin O'Leary, a TV personality, blah, 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 with a net worth of $500 million, stated that he will still invest in crypto despite the FTX debacle. He says, I'm going to invest in crypto. I lost money in the accounts there. Even he was in FTX, right? And this is a smart guy who used to say, I would never buy anything unless it pays a dividend, But these people get swept up. They see the returns. They see the Bitcoin at 60K. It's enticing. It really is. I've thought about it several times. He says, I lost money in these accounts. They have a gate on them now. It doesn't stop me from buying more, and I'm going to do... The quote literally just said, it says, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to do just that. That's literally what it says. I swear. I think they write these articles. AI writes the articles or something, and it just gets mixed up. And there's a lot of typos and weird stuff in some of these news articles. He said, and then he goes on to say, I'm going to take advantage. Again, guys. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that most of these currencies, tokens, and coins have absolutely been beaten to the ground as a result of this. But are they really worth anything? Do they provide any real utility that is applicable to our world today? I understand the utility argument, right? And that's another part of it's going to lift billions of people out of poverty. And maybe it will. But is it applicable today? There's so many shit coins out there, and people are just throwing money at shit coins, including Kevin O'Leary. I mean, it almost makes me it's just sad. I can't even continue with that story. It's sad. I'm sad that, Kevin O'Leary lost so much money on this. Here's another one from Fortune about Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto empire was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas, And this is the funny part, too. They weren't kids. They were all like 30-year-olds, But Sam Bankman-Fried and his entourage or whatever, you got to see the pictures of them, right? There's pictures of them just sleeping in the office. In fact, his girlfriend, he made his girlfriend, and her name is, what is her name here? She's another millennial. Ellison, they're not showing her last name in this article, which is kind of sketchy. Ellison. It just says Ellison. Anyways, his girlfriend Ellison, you guys got to look this up. According to the mainstream media, she's a huge Harry Potter fan, and she was 28 years old a few days ago. And she would show up to work dressed in like cosplay and different characters. And there's this one picture of her at the office. And apparently this is what she's dressed like an elf. No, I think it's called a wood nymph, a wood nymph or a forest nymph. It's kind of cute, but it's weird. I mean, and Sam Bankman was into like League of Legends. He was like a big video game player. So obviously these people, they have immaturities. I have immaturities too. I love Pendragon. That's my game. But I don't go around dressing like a knight. The furthest I'll go is maybe a bowl cut or some kind of weird Viking hairdo. But these people literally dress up in cosplay and go to work like this. It's, at any other firm, you would probably be at least looked at with askance, if not fired. But FTX founder Sam Bankman from the New York Post here, in the Bahamas, has customers billions go missing in a company collapse. So they're just vacationing, right? These two globalists are just vacationing in the Bahamas on everybody else's dime, apparently. And he's still worth nearly $1 billion. I think some of this is damage control too, like with CNN Business. At least $1 billion of client funds missing. Well, what happened to the $8 billion a few days ago that was unaccounted for? Maybe the $1 billion is just the more the smaller investors are talking about. I mean, what about Tom Brady? What about Kevin O'Leary? How many billions unaccounted for that those guys are holding the bag for? And the reason this is so serious, guys, I'm gonna try to explain this. The reason this is so serious is because we don't know who had exposure, who's got to sell off some other asset to pay for some debt. We don't know who bought FTX or FTC shit coins on margin, on debt. Sam Bankman-Fried was taking out tons of debt on the fact that he was worth, several hundred billions of dollars, supposedly. Who's going to pay for all that now? Are there going to be government bailouts? I mean, it really wouldn't surprise me at all. Because, these people are well connected. I got one story about TikTok too, but I'll save that towards the end because it's unrelated. Let's see how I'm doing on time here. Damn, we're at 19 minutes. This is going to be another half an hour long video, guys. So we're going to try to plow through this here. Yeah, so I want to play this clip from Crypto Casey. It's a quick soundbite, right? And you guys know I enjoy conspiracy theories. I'm not one to maybe like make them up myself, but this one is good. This one is really good, and I want you to hear that. So she's talking about Sam Bankman and his connections, right? And what possibly these financiers were using Sam Bankman for. Listen to this. This is from her video that dropped like an hour ago. Worst week in crypto history is the name of the video. And again, it's just another example of these crypto people. They have to come out and say something, right? They have to explain themselves. But this is an interesting theory.
Then people have been discovering a lot of odd connections between Sam, FTX, and other sketchy players like the World Economic Forum, the SEC, Gary Gensler, the Clintons, U.S. congressmen, etc. All this insinuating that Sam was planted by big global powers to tank the entire crypto space to make way for a big global central bank digital currency. Regardless of the human drama aspect, I agree with...
You can't make this up, right? This is how deep this goes for these crypto people. I mean, they think it's possible that, you listen to Crypto Casey, she even said the Clintons were involved with Sam Bankman. And there are pictures of Sam Bankman on stage right next to Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's in a suit and Sam Bankman is in his boxers, It's crazy. I mean, but as Jeremy said in his video a couple days ago, you can't get that close to the president unless you have security clearances and you're well connected. Your family's tight with their family. Bankman-Fried, he had a lot of connections. Who the hell is he? Is he some sort of Trojan horse used by the global elite to take down the crypto space so that the Federal Reserve and the other central banks around the world can swoop in and come up with their own digital shit coins? It's an interesting theory. I'm going to let you guys, comment down below on that. One can only speculate, but that is, that is just shocking, guys. It's really shocking to see how many people are coming out and either apologizing, saying that they made a bad investment, they made a bad decision, they promoted a scam to their viewers. It's and then the conspiracy theories and the girl walking around looking like a forest wood nymph. You can't make it up. You really cannot make this stuff up. My question is, what would Peter Schiff say? That's what I want. What would Peter Schiff say about the collapse in crypto? Does Peter Schiff think that Bankman-Fried is connected to the global elite? I mean, Peter Schiff wants to take down our currency and the dollar. He wants it all just to collapse. He wants, I guess, to bring back the East Coast Khazarian gold standard or something. But I really want to hear Peter Schiff's take on this. I think I'm going to listen to his podcast later on this evening from the last couple of days. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm looking for updates. The guy's not in jail yet. It says between $1 billion and $2 billion of customer funds have disappeared. They didn't disappear. They were traded by Ellison, the wood nymph, and she made some really bad calls and lost all the money. It didn't just disappear, right? Elon Musk and Mark Cuban are letting loose. Yeah, maybe Elon Musk has some exposure to this. And this is the thing, too. Remember when Elon Musk bought all that Bitcoin? Even Elon Musk might have made a bad decision because he bought Bitcoin and it was like, I don't know if he sold it now or what. I know he sold off all of his Tesla stock. Woo! So, yeah, real quick, guys, I want to talk about TikTok. I'm just going to read you the headlines from Fox News. TikTok parent company ByteDance planned to track American locations through TikTok report. And then you also had the FCC, the Federal Communications Commissioner, saying that TikTok is China's digital fentanyl. And it's not even the videos. And people put their kids on these platforms. They put their daughters scantily clad and, get on TikTok, show it to China, show it to the world. Sick, right? But this is it comes from the Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. yeah, TikTok is probably bad. I don't use TikTok because I do think it's a backdoor to the Chinese government, and I don't want them to know my browsing history or, to know my banking information. I don't want them to know any of that. So I don't use TikTok. But at the same time, Instagram is just as bad. They're demoralizing us using Instagram. And that's our own people, supposedly, right? In Silicon Valley, our own people are trying to demoralize us through these, trends and I'm not going to get on a political rant here, but that is the update for now. I will be back perhaps later on this evening to do kind of a market review. Maybe I'll upload a couple of shorts. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do comment down below. And what do you think about the conspiracies? Give the video a like. Follow me on Instagram at Millennial Trades. And as always, until next time, I'll see you on the next video.